G'day, my name's Darryl Cochrane. This story that I'm about to narrate is based on the aggressive removal of the Yarra Valley residents' custodianship of our Crown Land river reserves by the Yellingbo Conservation Area. Low impact, respectful management of nature replaced by career greens embracing chemicals as the only way to manage the 550 kilometres of waterways just in this area. No intellectual or practical experience required from our local community. Only our physical labour allowed, if done to our new master's rules. Recently, a young chap asked me this question: why do people walk along the river dressed like Martians? The following was written to him for him to understand it easily, but should it make it easy for you to understand. This story starts a long time ago. About 200 years ago, our white ancestors forcibly removed the Wurundjeri Aboriginals' custodianship from the Yarra. They wanted the land for themselves. They didn't respect the Aboriginals and drove them away or even killed them. We, the current people of the Yarra, regret this, as we are ashamed that our ancestors overpowered and degraded other human beings. We can sympathise with these first custodians, as we have just had our custodianship of the Yarra forcibly removed. Today, they don't have to shoot us or physically remove us to take our custodianship of nature away. System-smart people of the concrete forest use their knowledge of the system and the friends, the government, to strip us of our responsibility to nature. They say we can still look after nature so long as we do as we are told by them, our new masters. But they use what I call total chemical control conservation. The Aboriginals didn't use an arsenal of chemicals. Farmers believe that chemicals should be sparingly and always used in respect to nature. But these people of the concrete forest appear to be embracing chemicals as a way of them removing farmers' custodianship Victoria-wide, and I suggest probably Australia-wide. But are these system-smart people of the concrete forest really that smart? Where they live, they put buildings, concrete and asphalt everywhere. This means the rain that falls on their land doesn't enter the soil to provide sustenance for nature, to produce life like where we are. The rain washes their buildings' roofs, driveways and roads and concrete footpaths. This rain cleanses all the concrete forest nasties that as total consumers of our environment they produce. These nasties are made up of chemicals, oils, plastic bags and things. They are washed straight into our precious Yarra. The rural people of the Yarra don't understand why, when scientists know that storm water is the single biggest threat to the life of our river. Why do they insist on removing our custodianship when their storm water is the cause of this? Is this what you call double standards? The Yarra River and nature is the sustenance of our community. Sustenance means providing water, food that provides an economy, promoting physical, emotional and community well-being. When our community's responsibility is removed, it's like a community's soul or spirit is removed. Old Powder Keg Pete reckons they don't want to try and fix the hard problems that would impact their own lives. Their emotive citizen scientists choose instead to attack the farmers as easy targets that are money and time poor. Pete says they will give out misinformation like that farming areas are major pollutants of the rivers, ignoring their own responsibility as the major destructive source of pollution and the fact that they are total consumers of our environment. Well, I think it's going to be entertaining when the government Martians try to spray right up to the water's edge on a powder keg Pete's place. For years he's been feeding Charlie the freshwater crayfish and Eric the eel and won't use chemicals on his property. He told me that they will have to spray over his dead body. I reckon it'll be over their dead body, knowing old powder keg. The government Martians will need to steer clear of Greenfinger's Glennis. She told them not to spray near a beehive on the river. They ignored her, and half the hive died. Her garden is her pride and joy. Bees are what pollinate her flowers and veggies. That's why she doesn't use chemicals in her garden. So they're going to need more than their suit and mask to protect themselves from her bite. Chemical conservation allows them to confiscate large areas of land from rural communities and place them under bureaucratic National Parks Act. So this means rural people cannot use occasional low-impact grazing as an ecologically low-impact management tool. Now, fined $3,000 per animal if they are found on their land. In other words, farmers banned from using what they believe are softer, sustainable conservation methods. Instead, they lock up areas and are totally reliant on an arsenal of chemical weapons. Used right up to the water's edge, massive areas are salted with an ecologically harsh conservation system. The Korea Greens forgot that the soils are not just dirt to hold their jungle-like revegetation system up. Soil is a living thing like you and I. Now, like the people of the land, treated as just dirt. So these Martians you see on the river are dressed like that because chemicals they use are so deadly. Chemicals are designed to exterminate life. Community responsibility to nature has been stolen and placed in the hands of a bureaucratic elitist few. Written in support of all rural Australians, the true conservationists. Thank you.